Unit 1, Lesson 6, Writing. Objective: I can write a newspaper article from notes. I can write direct speech. Exercise 1. Look at the text on page 9 again. Find paragraph 4 and answer the questions. 1. What are the actual words that Natasha said? Direct speech. My train was leaving the station when the lights went out. The train went dark. A woman screamed and then it stopped. In the dark. It was really scary. 2. How can you recognize direct speech? The text is in speech marks. 3. Why does the reporter use direct speech? Dig the best descriptions. A. Is accurate. B. Is dramatic and exciting. D. It shows how people feel. Exercise 2. A reporter interviewed Mark Kapinski about the power cut. Find the answers in the reporter's notes below. One. What were you doing when the lights went out? Walking home from football practice. Lights went out. 2. What happened? Went completely dark. Couldn't see or hear anything. 3. Where do you live? Brooklyn, New York. 4. What did you do? Sat down on the bench to look at the stars. 5. Who helped you during the emergency? Police and firefighters worked through night. 6. What's your name? Mark Kapinski. 7. What did firefighter Joe Black say? Power cut lasted 4 hours. There were no accidents. 8. How did you feel? Not frightened, excited. Beautiful night, lots of stars. Exercise 3. Work in pairs. Write a newspaper article about the interview. Remember to give your article a headline. Organize your article into an introduction, main body, and conclusion. Use direct speech. Let's write the newspaper article. First, give your article a headline. For example, a story power cut. Remember, the first letter of each word should be capitalized. Next, we write about the introduction. For introduction, we write about who, where, and what was he doing. You may use the introduction from page 15. A power cut hit New York last night. Mark Kapinski, from Brooklyn, New York, was walking home from football practice when the lights went out. For the main body, we write about what happened and how did he feel. In this paragraph, we are going to write the actual words spoken by Mark. So you have to use speech marks to write direct speech. Let's form the sentences using the notes. Went completely dark. Couldn't see or hear anything. It went completely dark. I couldn't see or hear anything, said Mark. Sat down on the bench to look at the stars. I sat down on the bench to look at the stars. Not frightened, excited. Beautiful night, lots of stars. I wasn't frightened at all. I was really excited. It was a beautiful night and there were lots of stars in the sky. Lastly, for conclusion, we write about how did it end and what did people say. Police and firefighters worked through night. Police officers and firefighters worked through the night to solve the problem. Power cut lasted 4 hours. There were no accidents. Firefighter Joe Black said, "The power cut lasted 4 hours, but luckily there were no accidents." Well done for completing the newspaper article. Next, working with words. Adjectives ending with ing or ed. Increase the vocabulary by adding ing and ed to some verbs to make adjectives. Ing is for things that cause the feeling. For example, the fire was terrifying. Ed is for people and how they feel. For example, I was terrified. Let's look at another example. It was really embarrassing. The adjective with ing is used to describe the situation. I was embarrassed. The adjective with ed is used to describe my feeling. Let's practice. Underline the correct word. I was surprised when the train stopped in the tunnel. At first, it was exciting, but after a few minutes, I felt a bit worried. Suddenly, someone screamed. It was terrifying. What's happened? I shouted. Don't worry, a woman explained. My little boy was frightened, and he touched my face. I think she was really embarrassed because she screamed. That is the end of the lesson. To do the exercise, you may click the link in the description box. So like and subscribe to see more lessons like this. Happy learning!